welcome back to another Britgrid intermediate blender lesson. And today we're going to be looking at using instances to create mesh objects on the vertices, on the verts of another object, kind of like an array. And what we're going to do is we're going to use it to make a gate. So I'm going to select that edge, I'm going to invert the selection, and then I'm going to press delete, and we'll say, let's say we'll get, I don't want to get rid of the verts, but I do want to get rid of the edges. So let's get rid of those edges. And there we have just an edge with a couple of verts. That's perfect. Now, because I'm going to be making a gate, I'm going to subdivide this, or I'll probably just snap it to the grid. So if I turn my grid snap on and go back to the wonderful widget, let's see if we can do that. So just going to move that down there. That seems to have snapped it nicely, and I'm just going to move that across so we're going in the positive X direction. So we've got a vert on the, we've actually got vertices on the center point, and I'm just going to extrude that vert out a few times. And the beauty of this is, just going to zoom out a little bit. Beauty of this is we get nice regular place vertices. I think that's the last one. So now we can select it all. I'm just going to zoom that up into the air to get it out of the way. And I'm going to go into object mode and apply scale and rotation to that, or transforms. Just going to move that light out of the way as well, because otherwise that might get in the way. And in fact I can hide the light in the camera, we don't really need them. So we've now created our object that we've got some vertices on, and what I can do now is I'm just going to add, I'm going to make sure that's not selected though. I'm going to add in a new object. We will add in a cube, I think, and we'll scale it way down. Still got snap to grid on at the moment, which is fine. Maybe scale it even down a little bit more. And if we go into front view, just going to turn that off, move it up on the z-axis. And there we have it. Right, so let's apply scale and transform to that, or transforms. And this is going to be our part of our gate upright. So we can just go back to edit mode, we can select the top face, try and select the top face if we're in face select mode, and I'm just going to scoot that up into the air a bit, like that. And we can press A to select everything, go into object mode, apply the transforms. Now we need to parent this upright to the, well, to the verts of this edge. But in fact, before I do that, I want the top of my gate to have a nice curved aspect to it. So I'm going to go into edit mode on the gate top, what will be the gate top. Going to go to proportional editing mode, select the end vert, go to the front view, and I'm going to press G, so that just shows my sphere of influence. So I want it to influence probably those verts, so I'm going to scoot that up in the air. I'm going to select this one, scoot that one down a bit, and we might need to manually just tweak these a little bit just to get a more regular curve. That one probably needs to come down a little bit. That one. I want the last one to be almost level. In fact, we can use the snap to. So if I snap to vertices, we can move that one up and snap it to that one. Take that back off again. Sorry, I'm just messing about needlessly now. Oh, what's going on there? Okay, we seem to have some duplicate verts there, so to tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to select all of those. I'm just going to do mesh, clean up, merge by distance, removed one vert, so I'm guessing it's going to be that vert there. Yeah, perfect. Right. So I'm just going to move that up into the air a little bit more. So, whoops, don't want quick favourites. A for everything, select everything, move it up a bit. Still not happy about that last little bit there. That's better. Right. So now that we've got these verts roughly in the right places, what we can do now is we can just going to apply all the transforms to that. Apply all the transforms to that, just to make sure we have. I know we did before, but so we now need to parent this upright to this the gate top edge of the gate. So select the upright, shift and click on the top of the gate or the guide, and we'll go object, parent, object, and that should actually make. I can't see any parent lines on that. Okay, let's try that again. Object, parent, object. Okay, I still can't see that. That should, under the relations, should have. Yeah, so the parent is saying it's a cube. Well, it considers that line to be the cube, which is fine. Okay, so we've actually done that. Don't know why my display isn't showing the parent relationship lines, but we'll worry about that later. So what we can do is we can go back to our curve, our edge, go to instancing, select verts, and there you can see we've got the top of our gate, which looks okay. So now what we can do is we need to, and if we're happy to accept those, which I am, that's fine, we can select that, we can go to object, and we can say if you look under apply, there's something called make instances real. We apply that, and now you can see that it's made these into individual objects within their own right. Then what we need to do is we need to select that one, and we need to clear the parent from it, which we've now done, so it's not parented to the curve anymore. But I think I'm going to keep that. I'm just going to rotate it on the y-axis 90 degrees, press enter on that. What I'm going to do is on these uprights, I'm going to select them all, So I can do that by using the I can do that can I do that using the B key? Probably. Unselect the bottom curve, and I'm gonna with one of those selected, I'm gonna join all those together with the join. And that one there is got something going on with it. I'm going to delete that curve now, we don't need it. And I'm going to make those instances real probably. So we go to apply, make instances real. We need to, I would imagine if we go into edit mode, select everything, box select those. Okay, so we've got some kind of, it's because we've got a duplicate. So I'm going to separate that out into its own mesh. So I'm going to do in edit mode, select nothing, go into wireframe, box select all of these. I can't do that. Okay, that's interesting. Let's do, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do, I am going to do a separate by loose parts. Okay, that didn't work very well, did it? Let's undo that. I'd like to know what's going on with those. That does seem like, yeah, that is separate objects now. Okay, well, seeing as that is separate objects, in edit mode, I should be able to box select all of those. Did I just try that? So why are those? Okay, okay. I reckon we've still got some kind of weird instancing going on there. So let's do visual geometry to mesh. It's a good one to try. Let's try it on that one as well. Apply visual geometry to mesh. So what can I do with that in edit mode now? Not much. Can I deselect those? Not really. Not really is the answer to that. It's very interesting. Very interesting, that weird. Have we actually got any parenting going on there? Don't think we have. Let's apply more transforms. Can it apply to multi-user? Multi-user object. Right, so that's a clue. That's telling us that this object has got multiple users. We'll be going to edit mode. See what we can do with that. Yeah, so you can see that there's in the what is this, data panel, object data properties, you can see there's a little 2 at the top, and it says the number of users of this data. So I'm going to click on it to make, if I can, click to make a, maybe it's shift click, maybe we need to do it in object mode. Right, okay, so these should now be separate objects. So we can, rather long-windedly, select that one, go into edit mode, that's behaving better now. Just deselect the top one, delete all the rest. We can select this one, go into edit mode, deselect the top edges of the gate, bring this one down. I'm going to scale all of those on the Z direction to the cursor. So select the cursor, scale Z 0, enter, deselect everything, box select the top, try that again, box select the top, and we need to go on to the active element. We can just scoot that down a bit. We can go to this one here, zoom in a bit, and we could turn on snap to edges perhaps, or faces is good. So we just want to move it along there, see if we can actually manage to do a snap on that. Maybe if I go to edit mode and select that face, and we want it to be active element, so we want the whole thing selected. Let's see if we can do a bit of snapping. There we go, that's snap there. Let's grab that end, scoot along here, stretch it out a bit, and see if we can snap to this other end. We might need to go past it and then reverse up. There we go. Not looking too bad. We can select all of that, turn that off. We can Shift D it to duplicate it. Oh, it didn't work. Control Z, Shift D. That worked. So we can just move that up here. We'll need to subdivide that a bit. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we got 10. Look at that. So select that one. Control R, I believe. We'll need to put some cuts in there. Probably 11, I think. Okay. Or will we? Will we need 10? I think we'll probably just need 10. That doesn't look very evenly spaced to me. So, 3. In fact, I think we'll probably need 8. That's more like it, isn't it? Okay. So then we can turn snapping on. We'll snap to edges now. Press A, deselect, box select those two, move them up. I actually want to snap to the bottom. Don't know if it will do that for us. Yeah, there we go. Snapping to the bottom. Basically, we're just gonna cheat a bit with these. Not cheating. Just gonna move these up individually, snapping them to the face like that. And deselect that one, select that one, move it up. You can see how this is going, can't you? All pretty straightforward. See, that snapping tool is super handy, isn't it? So all we're doing now is just moving these into position. Not difficult to do once you've got the hang of it. I'm might just move all of these, this top rail down a little bit in a minute, just because some bits of it are going to be a little bit high in comparison to the uprights underneath. Not long, nearly done. Is that actually snapping? It is now. Woohoo! Right. We can afford to, we'll move all this one. We want to go to active object on that. Active element. Which it's not having any of it. Okay, so let's undo that. Let's, what have we got? Got edges selected, okay. So we can just snap that one to there. Unselect that. There, let's go to faces, shall we? Oh, well, no, we can't really do faces. We'll have to do edges. Okay, so then we can go into the side view. We can turn off snapping. We can do an L to select the whole thing. And we can just move it down a tad. Just so that I don't think we've got any bits protruding out the top of the gate. Let's join all. In fact, I tend to like to make the top and bottom a little bit bigger, so I'm just going to scale those, but not on the X direction. Scale minus X. That didn't work. Why didn't that work? Scale minus X. Okay. Oh, sorry, scale Shift X, that's better. Actually, maybe we can apply transforms. 3D cursor. Okay. Back into edit mode. Just go to okay, well that's a bit of a problem. So we can scale that. Scale it on the Z-axis. Probably just to get that curve right. That was a good guess. Maybe a little bit more scaling on the Z. How are we looking now? Not too bad. Let's have a look and see if we're inside out or not. No, looks good. So what we've got to do now is select everything and join it all together. Join, we can remove doubles, I guess. We can do apply the transforms. So mesh cleanup, merge by distance, remove zero verts. Okay, so that's perfect. Yeah, so I hope you found that interesting, or at least slightly helpful. Might be a technique you'd like to use in future. So don't forget, like, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. Keep your eye on the Blender channel for new material. Take care, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.